Hey everyone, it's Mark David Heiser from Daddy Did You Win? And first of all, I'd like to just say thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out, and you'll get notifications then on when my next videos come out. But this video, we're going to be focusing on 2020, what was good, what was bad, and then also what the goals are for 2021. So let's get started. So 2020 obviously was not a great year for everybody. It was a struggle. We all had to make changes. We all had to adjust, and we also had to miss out on a lot. And for the runners out there, we missed out on a lot of races. Now, it does turn out, it sounds like that there was actually more running, or more runners really in general, than what there was in years past. People needed ways to get outside, exercise, especially in the bigger cities where restrictions were tighter due to COVID. It just, from what I've been hearing, running became more popular, actually. There's a little bit of a running boom. And so that's great for the community of running. The bad thing was, of course, we couldn't really get together and do it all that much together. Races were canceled, encouraged smaller groups. There were still some group runs, but it wasn't as much as what we are used to. And so that's really a downside to it. Obviously for me, at least for me, my spring, I really didn't plan on much as far as racing. Now I look back wishing I got more in. There's only one race I actually remember running in the spring, and that was the Leprechaun Chase in Napanee, small race, but it was run like 2 days, I believe, before everything really shut down. We ran on a Saturday. A couple days before that race, that's when the first cases were really coming into the country, and then in Indiana, we started getting notices that COVID was coming into Indiana. And so that's right before when things really started to shut down. After that, didn't really race until, for me, there were a couple other races I did. I did a race on the 4th of July in Branson, Missouri. We were just there on vacation, found they're still having a race, signed up. 4 out of the 5 of us in the family ended up running it. And then we also did Maple Syrup Festival weekend, was canceled, but the race was postponed, I believe, until either July or August. I can't remember which one, but we ran that one. And also, I'm sorry, June, second weekend of June, I did a Randy Miner run in Etna Green, Indiana. Those are the races basically I have done. Everything else went virtual. I did 2 virtual marathons. I did several other short virtual races, and also a couple virtual challenges. That was really it. So that was really the negative side of things, all that stuff getting canceled. For me, though, there was one positive. I started working from home when the outbreak started to happen. They told us, I'm a state employee in Indiana. I work for Child Protective Services here, and we've been able to start working from home. And especially with what I do, I work with 16 to 21-year-olds who are not going back to mom and dad for whatever reason. They're in foster care or other placements. And so I work with them on getting ready to be independent and living on their own. And that's a job that I can actually really do from home. And so but the reason why this is really a big key thing for me is it gave me an opportunity to do something I've always wanted to do. And that was actually to coach a cross-country team. Now, it happened to be my daughter's cross-country team, and honestly, they needed a coach badly. They had one head coach, but they didn't have any assistants. The main assistant that was here prior, he actually moved to Florida over the summer of 2020. And so, I'm sorry, not to 2020. Well, yeah, it was over the summer of 2020. And so he moved away. He was a great coach. He did really well with the kids. Both my daughters are on the team, and they really liked him. And so they needed an assistant coach, so I was able to help out with that. With working from home, I was able to get to the practices on time, and it gave me a great opportunity to work with middle school kids and teach them a little bit of what I know about running, and kind of help try to get them excited about the sport. So that now brings us to the goals for 2021. Obviously we don't know how 2021 is going to look right now at this point. There are still a lot of questions, what races are going to be able to go on, what states are going to allow these things to happen, what counties are going to allow these races to happen. I mean, it's not even necessarily a state, it's the county health officials that have to approve of them as well, or city officials. And so it's going to be a real interesting time. I do have 3 marathons right now that I have registered for. One is in the spring, so I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I'm hopeful. That's Milwaukee Marathon. It will be held on April 10th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. First half of the marathon looks to be mostly along Lake Michigan. Second half, it goes more into the streets of downtown and other areas in Milwaukee. So I was supposed to run that one last year. Ended up running it virtually. It was one of the first marathons really to have to cancel last year. And so it's going to be real interesting going back, seeing if that race is going to happen. And I mean, if it's happening, I'm going to run it. Assuming that I can meet the requirements. I don't know if they're going to be doing the vaccine requirement or not. It's hard telling right now at this time. I doubt that by April 10th that the vaccine will be that widespread. And I don't know if I'm going to get the vaccine. I've got my questions about it. I'm not judging anybody who decides to get it. That's your own personal opinion. I just don't know if I'm going to yet. The next 2 marathons are in the fall. Quad Cities Marathon, which is along the Illinois-Iowa border. That is on September 25th. And then I don't know the exact date, but Monumental Marathon, it is the first Saturday of November in Indianapolis. And that's one I always go to. It's a fast course, flat, and so forth. So as far as my goal times on these races, Milwaukee, I've already stated, I think that I'm going to go for a 3:30 marathon. We'll see if I can get that. I am not in the marathon shape that I used to be. And so, just going to go out and see what I can do. Over the last year, since everything went virtual, I really just did not focus that much on marathon and really training in general. I just went out and ran. And so I want to go out and just see where I'm at that point. If that goes well, then I'll look at my fall races and see if there's something, if I can go for a better time or if I'm going to just stick with the 3:30 and go for that. As far as PRs, they're not going to happen. My PR is a 2:55 in the marathon. I'm nowhere near that shape, and I don't think I ever will be in that shape. I've come to realize that PR that I set back in 2014, so going on 7 years now, probably won't be touched. And that's okay. I'm almost 40 years old. I'm not going to be doing that. I do have, of course, some other races that I have registered for, some small local races. Once again, Leprechaun Chase that I did in Napanee. Like I said, that was my last race before everything shut down. That's still on right now. We're going to have to wait and see. Things are going to have to get better in the county here before they let us do that. We have a 3-tier system, yellow, orange, and red. Right now we're in red. And we have to get back down to orange before they can allow us to have that race. So we're going to have to wait and see. That's not until March. So we have a couple months. We'll see with the vaccine and everything what's going to happen. But that's the first race I got. Then I got Maple Syrup Festival. That's in April. We'll see if that one happens. The festival may not happen, but the 5K may. If that's the case, we'll run that. The other race that I have registered for sure on is the Forta Base, which is in North Chicago. It's a race that I had registered for last year and deferred that entry forward to 2021 because they canceled it. They didn't go virtual. They just outright canceled it, which I'm glad for. That would have been a tougher one because it's 10 nautical miles. And so it's hard to get that distance in. And then also, the race is it's one of those special races that you have to go to experience. You run from Army Fort to Naval Base. And it's a really cool environment with really great sights along the way. And so I think that is the right call, but that went virtual. And there really is something new that I want to try this year. And I was going to do it in 2020, but like everything else, they got canceled. And that is triathlons. I would love to get going in triathlons. I've only done one in my life, and that was my senior year in high school. Me and some friends did one locally. And so my goal was to try start 2020 to do some sprint triathlons. And I actually had my swimming going. Biking was going to be the issue, but I had swimming and running down. I was in the pool 3 times a week, doing at least 2,000 yards 3 times a week. And then the shutdown happened, and the local high school pool that I use has not reopened to outside of the high school swim team, and soon the middle school swim team will be starting up. But we just don't have that option here. And so I don't really want to pay for a membership to go somewhere else and swim right now. That's going to be a lot more expensive, where I was just paying $1 a day to go swim in the mornings. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the swimming in. I swam growing up most of my life, so I do have the experience of swimming. I know what it takes to be an effective swimmer and such. It's just getting the strength up. And so, one, I don't know if the triathlons are going to happen, obviously. And two, I'm not sure what my training would be like. But it's something I would like to try. My goal was then to have 2021 be the year I maybe do a half Ironman. Well, that's obviously not going to happen. That's not smart. So maybe 2022, I'll dive into that. We'll see. But for 2020, I want to try to do some triathlons. But as much as I like to focus on the goals, I think at this point in my running career, if you want to call it a career, it's probably time that I just try to get more involved in the running community, through volunteering or just, getting to know others in the community. I've been running now since I was in fourth grade. So somewhere, fourth or fifth grade. So somewhere around 11, 12 years old, I started this whole thing, and now I'm almost 40. So, I've been going for 25 plus years now, and, it's just the speed isn't there anymore, and I understand that, and that's all on me. I could eat better and do stuff better, but at this point, also I have my kids, and my daughter is going to be high school freshman next year, running her first year in cross country. So I have to schedule a lot around that. I have to schedule races around that, and it, it's harder to put that kind of, I can't really put that kind of focus on me right now. Focus goes on the kids. Like I said, I'll have a high school freshman next year. I'll have a middle school 8th grader next year. Both of them will be running cross country and track. And so, just having to schedule all these races, around them and their schedule here coming up. It's just a reality right now. And so, it's going to be a lot of where can I find time for me to race, and how can I also get back to running community? That's where my focus is at right now with running. I would love to be fast. I'd love to be racing, but it is what it is, and I'm ready for this step, actually. A lot less pressure as far as races and such. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to like, subscribe. It really helps me out. And I was looking at analytics. I noticed that a lot more people that are not subscribers are watching my videos. So if you would just subscribe, you'll get notifications of when my next videos come out. And that's another goal for 2021. I'm going to try to do more of these videos and try to get at least one a week rolling out. So just comment below also what your goals are for 2021. All right, have a great day. We'll see you next time.